Okay, welcome. So, this technique I learned from this man named Carl Stow. He discovered how the diaphragm really works and how it actually can be trained to release the air out better. So, one thing that happened to me at a voice conference, I was presenting the science of diaphragm target training, and a bunch of much older people, usually than was normally attending or in the audience. And one man in the front, when I said, the diaphragm does work actively against gravity to support the voice while you're exhaling and singing, contrary to popular belief, so that you don't have to squeeze with external muscles for support. That is not what everybody believes. So Carl Stow discovered that the diaphragm actually can be trained to do most of the work, or if not all the work, for breath support. So the way singing and breath support has to be taught is different. So this is what you're going to learn today. So then this man in probably his late 70s, early 80s, in the audience stops me and says, "Excuse me, how does that work? Could you explain it?" "Oh, well, it's not in my presentation, but let me give you 5 anatomical reasons why." And I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that make sense? And he said, "I'm going to have to think about that." And I said, "Can I ask your name?" He says, "Richard," under his breath. I find out later that's Richard Miller, probably the guy that wrote the most books in the world on vocal pedagogy for a long time. He was the expert. And I stumped him at a vocal conference because understanding the diaphragm has been mysterious for all time until Carl Stow figured it out with emphysema patients in military hospitals. So let's start with an exercise then, just so we can get right into it, so you can start to feel how all this works, improve your breathing, improve your diaphragm strength, and your vocal support. You ready? Let's just do it. This is a workshop. We're going to do it. You can sit. We're going to start sitting. So feet flat on the floor. Take 2 hands like this, touching. Put them as low in your abdomen as you can with the edges of your hands resting on your hip bone joints. Use a little bit of pressure in and up, just a little, so you can feel the pressure in your abdomen, and release. Let both hands, the flat of the hands, be against the abdomen, so you can support the gut in and up towards the back, right? A little bit with some hand strength. Now relax your shoulders down. Leave your mouth open. I can't tell with you, but I'm going to trust you. So just notice that the air is moving in and out. Don't try to do anything. Just relax and watch the air come in and out. Notice. Now, while you're watching, notice that there's movement, and you can relax the abdomen into the hand better when you notice the movement in your abdomen. Let it be passive. So movement allows us to feel better what our muscles are doing, so we can feel where there's tension and release it. Leave the mouth open. Just stay with it a little bit. You'll notice that as you stay with that, feel what's going on in your abdomen, that the sensations will begin to change, and you'll be able to release the abdomen better. And that the tension that we walk around with all the time, mental, emotional tension, and physical tension, just to move our bodies, we no longer need right now. We can just relax the abdomen. Good. Now, can you relax your abdomen completely? That's the question. Just see if you can. Don't try to do anything extra. Just notice with a little hand pressure if you can relax completely. So if we release the external muscles that would work to support the voice well enough, then the diaphragm can be free. The less you let external muscles be tense and the more you release them, the freer the diaphragm is going to be. Diaphragm is like a parachute, you know, inside our bodies at the middle, right? Okay, now take one hand and put it up in your upper chest, just below the collarbone, and feel the weight of that hand, arm, and shoulder weighing on your upper chest. Leave the mouth open, watch the breath in and out. See if you notice the chest relaxing down and getting softer as the air goes out. Stay with it for a good 10 breaths. This is already very calming, as I'm sure most of you can tell. It's good as it is. Stay with it. Yeah, and you feel the weight of your hand, arm, and shoulder at your chest starting to get your chest lower and softer. Good, good, good. And your breathing is starting to calm down and get smoother. Maybe. And maybe your mind is starting to feel different, calmer. Your brain, your nervous system is calming down. Yeah? I can see it's happening to all of you. Okay, good. Keep releasing the abdomen more and more. Now let's take the hand that's at the upper chest and put it at the waist. Just, you know, below the ribs and above the hips, just at the softest part, if it's comfortable, if you know, your shoulders don't have any shoulder injury. Okay. Now, keep releasing the abdomen into the hand, and on the side of the abdomen, you have your other hand. See if you can feel the body expanding and releasing and relaxing as the breath comes in into the hand at your waist. Good. Yawns are extra credit. Good job. If you get a yawn, take it. Like if you come to a fork in the road, take it. Kind of like that. Some of you might know that reference.
Yogi.
Okay. Stay with it. Stay with the waist. See how smooth and relaxed you can let that movement be. So maybe you're noticing that the movement quality of your abdomen in the front and on the side is smoother. See if you notice. Maybe you don't, but you're calmer now, more focused, you might be able to notice that. Good, good. Good, good. Now let's go back to this position. Just below the collarbone, weight of the hand, arm, and shoulder, the other hand in the abdomen. You can switch. My low hand's getting tired. Yeah. Okay. I haven't done this with a tile in such a long time. So now I'm going to teach you, stay with the calmness and the relaxation in abdomen, chest. I'm going to demonstrate this for you while you watch. Don't do it yet. And then we'll do it together. If you have a neck injury, a spinal injury, or a shoulder injury, you might want to be careful with this, even though it should be fine for most people. It's called a roll down. And basically we're rolling down, not too far, just as far as it's comfortable. And what's going on is that the abdominal organs inside, as we roll down and our body is curling down, our abdominal organs below the diaphragm are supporting the diaphragm upward to help it find a higher place to go, right? Because it's not how much air you pull in, it's how much air you release out that determines how good your breathing is. Because you can't get a good inhale until you have a good exhale, right? You gotta get rid of the waste. But if you force it with external muscles, the diaphragm doesn't do the work. This Carl Stout discovered. So this roll down allows us to let more air out. We're gonna use voice in a moment to help with that, but first I'm gonna do it without voice so you all get the movement quality of it, because that's important. So the diaphragm is a muscle. It needs to be trained like every other muscle. The thing is that's different about it is that it's an involuntary muscle. So it actually, you can't feel it. It has no nerve endings in it to feel. You only feel its motion from pressure against the organs below it or above it when it moves, because those organs do have nerve endings, right? So you're not going to feel the motion of the diaphragm. So this is a roll down, just watch. The mouth is open, I'm just letting air move in and out. So you go ahead and try it. Don't go further down than is comfortable. Just let the head rest as you go down, right. And then leave the mouth open, let the body's movement move the air for you. Too many cigarettes today, Lynn?
Not a smoker.
Just teasing. Yeah, leave the mouth open, let the body's movement move the air for you. Leave the mouth open. If your mouth dries out, open your mouth more and saliva will come into it. If you drop saliva on the floor, we won't tell the library, but that's extra credit. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it makes me look good.
You know, it's water, it'll evaporate. Do a few more as long as it's comfortable. Don't go lower than is comfortable for you. Leave the mouth open, let the body's movement move the air for you. So you're kind of rolling down as the body wants an exhale and letting yourself roll up as the body wants an inhale. Keep going. Unless you're dizzy, then you stop, but keep going if you're not. This is a lot more oxygen after 10 or 20 of these than you normally would have in your body. So you should start feeling like, if you feel lightheaded, you can take a rest. Take a rest if you feel lightheaded. We'll do another set of these in a moment. I'll demonstrate it with, leave the mouth open. Good, okay, good, okay. So I'm going to demonstrate it with voice, but I think I want you all to do this without voice again, but take a rest because you're not used to this much oxygen. Isn't that strange? How just letting the air be free and just rolling down a little and up after 10 times can make you feel lightheaded.
Exactly.
That's the oxygen. That's the increase in oxygen from a higher travel of the diaphragm in your body. It's pretty magical. You want to increase your oxygen? Do that. You don't have to huff and puff and blow air in and out. Just do that for a minute, you know. Yes, you see things will run when running is possible.
It's very becoming. It's good with someone who has trouble with their lungs.
Oh yeah. This is actually a therapy for that. But Carl Stout didn't choose to stay in and teach the respiratory therapy industry this because he had famously very rough time with doctors in these emphysema wards in the 1950s where he discovered this, where the doctors were very aggressive and you know, dismissive is very mild way to put it. They were trying to get rid of him and they were very not nice to him and he just got a bad taste in his mouth and he said, fine. So when he presented a 10-year lay study to the Respiratory Medical Board of the United States, they said, great, when can you start training our respiratory therapists? This is amazing. We have nothing like this. He said, oh, I'm not going to train anybody. Forget it. It was, you know, he wanted to know that the respiratory board, what their reaction would be to his study, but he didn't want to go to the trouble of having to go against doctors for the rest of his life to teach this. So he dealt with mostly singers and body workers, Alexander people, all kinds of people like that were the people he taught because it was more fun for him, right? So I'm going to demonstrate with voice, and then I'll have you do it without voice first again, and we'll do it with voice. We got plenty of time. I can do this in 6 minutes. Can't hear me, there's voice coming out on the air, just barely. I'm not trying to make any effort, I'm just seeing what voice is going to flow out on the air that's coming out as passively as possible. Adding voice as passively as possible. So go ahead and do another set of 10 or so, or until you get dizzy, without voice. Same thing, leave the mouth open, keep abdomen and chest releasing, roll down as you go. The roll down during when the body wants an exhale, the roll up when the body wants an inhale. Just let the movement move the air for you. If anybody faints, I'll try to catch you before you hit the floor. People keep saying to me, you should go to Florida and work with the elderly down there. But no one's actually invited me or, said I have a group for you yet. So this is how I got around the world teaching this several times, is people invited me and brought me over and found me people to teach. So I can't do everything. Okay, keep rolling down unless you're dizzy for about 5 more. You're doing great. You're doing great over there. Fantastic. So this alone is a great thing to do just as you get out of bed in the morning. It'll change your mornings. It'll change your day. It'll oxygenate your body, get the lungs moving. It'll get the lymph fluid moving in your body. It helps move immune functions throughout your body much more effectively than any other way that's mechanical, other than maybe jumping on a rebounder for an hour. But most of the lymph tissue we have is inside, in between our organs. So when you use this, it pumps the lymph around your body in a very, big way. So it's very good for immunity. It's good for everything. Okay, let's take a break now. Anybody get dizzy? Yeah.
No, it's good for your vocal cords. Isn't it healthy?
Listen to your voice. It's much richer
Yes,
now.
because I had, after the COVID, it weakened my vocal cords, they said.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't talk. This would help very much.
Well, yes. What happens is that since the diaphragm is working more freely, it coordinates with the vocal cords much better. If you do this every day, you're going to naturally be speaking on better support, and that should help your vocal cords to get stronger and heal. That's just a natural thing. I don't remember his name, but there was a singer's ENT in New York City when I was practicing and living there, who used to send me some people who had nodes on their cords and different vocal problems, some of which I could help with. The nodes and things like that, I could help with that. And he would send them to me if it was bad enough, before he would send them to a voice therapist. So this stuff is pretty amazing. Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff. So let's do some with voice now, just on ah. Just a nice medium pitch in the middle of your speaking voice, something that's easiest to support. Just let out sound on ah as you roll down. It's not going to come. There's not going to be sound on the way up, because that's when the air comes in. And do any of you sing or speak on an inhale? Let's see, anyone? No. No, anyone? No. No. Bill. Okay. So go ahead, use some voice. Just as easily as you can. Just see if the voice will connect with the air. Oh, I love these sounds already. So if you can, if you don't have a neck or shoulder injury, you can let your head release as you roll down. It's going to help. And if you want an even more advanced tip, let the jaw relax forward with its weight as you roll down. That's going to change things in the way the voice comes out. Unless you get dizzy, keep going a few more. I love it. Somebody's taking notes. It's just wonderful. A+.
I got a 95-year-old mother-in-law that needs this.
Well, if you need any help or have any questions, email me off of the square. And I also have a video that is on my YouTube channel that teaches this. So you can use that to teach her. Yeah, you know the square on the
Yes.
program? Okay. Yeah, if you get dizzy or lightheaded, you can stop. If not, do a few more. You can't do too many of these.
Sound like a leaky grate, like a squeaky gate.
Who? You? think of a yawn then as you do it, because we don't want vocal fry. We don't want we never want that. Just think of a yawn and let it happen. Good question. That's better. No more leaky, no more squeaky gate. Good, good, good. That was a good point. I used to do a whole complicated bodywork format on a table with people that Carl Stout developed with this. And for some people that are not ambulatory, it's better to have the table work, you know, because it's more subtle. Good. Did anybody notice anything different about how you feel, how the voice came out? Anything? Questions?
It felt like I wasn't pushing. It was just coming out.
Not pushing, just coming out. Isn't that interesting? So you just proved it to yourself that movement and letting the diaphragm be free will support the voice without, you know, without squeezing abdominal muscles, right, or any other muscles. So the thing, when you get your diaphragm strong enough, the thing that takes the place of the roll down movement is learning to let your rib cage just fold and soften. And if you move a little bit and wiggle, that's usually enough once your diaphragm is trained and strong enough and rising high enough so that you don't need the roll down to feel that same thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So do this every day. 2 sets of 10, just get out of bed in the morning and before you go to sleep at night. It'll change your life. I've had people tell me it changes their life, so that's how I know. Any other thoughts, questions, experiences? Man in the mask.
Are you going to talk to us about how to do that now?
What?
How to raise the diaphragm without bending over.
Okay, you do these for a while. And then now, and yes, I'm going to show you what it looks like when somebody sings and uses this whose diaphragm is in good shape and can part of it for that, and thank you for asking, is about how you stand and move to allow the diaphragm to be free so you get the most out of your body and you don't have to use external muscles to squeeze. So that all is part of how to transition into singing, yes. So can we do one more set of roll downs and then I'll start working with some lucky people who are here. Just another 10 minutes or so, yeah? So those of you who are not so high and lightheaded want to do another set of roll downs, go ahead, I'm going to do them too. You can't do too many of these, but at a certain point you just get loopy, and don't do them while you're driving. Think of a yawn the whole time, on the way down and the way up. Keep going until you get lightheaded. Try not to pull in air on the way up. Just think of a yawn and let the body's movement bring the air in for you. Don't go lower than is comfortable, and the point is not to get empty on each exhale. Just to time the roll down and roll up to when the body wants an exhale and an inhale. Just let it happen naturally in the flow of breathing. Good, just a couple more, and then a few special people will get some attention. Let the jaw hang, think of a yawn. Okay, good enough. So, who would like to be the first to experience how this works?
You want to go first?
I like how you all, is this a Branford thing? Oh no, it's you. Oh no, you first. Oh no, I insist, you first. You want to go first?
Of course.
Come on up.
Want to play piano?
No. Could you do better than Barbara?
Oh no! No.
Good face then. What's your name again?
Patty.
Patty. Patty is very brave. So,
Stupid. No.
she's,
No.
well, you know, if
I'm shy.
yeah, right.
Tell us another one.
Me first. Shy. Okay, so The way to orient the body so that you can sing easily without external. Is this how you normally stand and sing?
I have a mic,
Yeah, okay.
and I look out at the audience, and I make love to the audience. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
Yeah, no, but that's what you do with
Yeah.
your voice. So that's very good. I love it. You already have 1 foot forward. This is brilliant. So now, in order to get the rib cage to want to release and move down, we kind of need to round the back, because if you look at anatomy plates, you'll see that if this is the front and this is the back and the left and right, and this is the back, right? That the diaphragm is just not straight across as a parachute. It's also tipped a little bit backwards, right? Because most of the lung tissue is at the back of our body. So if the diaphragm it's good design, the back is already slightly curved, but if we get our back to be a little more curved, the diaphragm will have even more leverage to access the lungs more easily and quickly for support than they would if you were just standing tall and straight. So everybody's taught to sing, stand up. I don't think that's a particularly good instruction.
Relax.
I think we need to relax and round our bodies as much as possible. No one can tell that I'm really kind of slouching in my mid-back here because I'm facing you, right? Unless I was like this, right? So go ahead, and you're already relaxed. You're 1 foot forward into your knees. Very good. Maybe if this foot is not quite so turned out, maybe a little more forward. And what I'd like you to do is, good, that's really good. So kind of a position like this with your feet, so you can have good movement 360 degrees.
And you're swinging.
Yeah, you're going to be moving.
Right.
So you need to
Right.
be able to move forward and back and
Yeah.
side to side. That's why we need an equal amount of distance front to back and side to side of the feet. For what's comfortable, it makes you feel like you have an
Control.
equal amount of stability and movability.
Okay.
You got me?
Yep.
Okay, now you're releasing your knees just a little.
Yep.
Now, put a hand on abdomen and chest to kind of identify, just like we did seated. Yeah, just under the collarbone. Yeah, flat. Let the weight pull on your chest down. Good.
Okay.
So, if you let the middle of your back lengthen and you let your pelvis drop a little bit, good. And let your upper body round just a tiny bit forward. This way is forward for you. Yeah, and leave your head up. You're going to notice that you're quite slouched.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah, we'll get comfortable.
Okay.
Find,
Get comfortable.
find a way to round your back that's comfortable. So you don't have to tip your pelvis.
No.
You can leave your pelvis square. Just let the back round. Yeah, and the whole back. So because you're leaning
I'm
back,
leaning back,
I want
yeah.
you neutral balance from the side all the way up and down. So yeah, it's okay to be leaning on your back foot, but if you were more evenly on your front and back foot, you'd see that it could work better for you.
So
possibly.
my right foot is too far back.
No, it's not where it is, it's how you're balanced. You're balanced to the back foot. Try to keep your balance equal on both feet. Yeah, try that. Much better.
Okay.
Okay, now your back's rounded and you're more comfortable.
Right.
Good.
I am.
All I gotta say, great.
Okay.
So you can leave your head up a little bit, that's it. Don't dip your head down, it doesn't help with singing a lot. Another thing I've never heard another voice teacher say. So a little bit up with the head is ideal, like there, good. Now I want you to let your ribs wiggle side to side, like salsa dancing, so we're kind of this way, yep, And sing a little something, leave your head up, good.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far. That's it.
That's a high key. Okay, so good, how did that feel?
Like I wasn't straining.
Would you usually strain and sing?
Sometimes, depending on the note that I'm reaching for, I do strain.
Oh, high notes is a whole other different
know.
set of techniques that my mother and I developed from things she noticed from watching the world's biggest opera stars and then kind of personalizing it and figuring out how to personalize it for people when you teach it to them.
Sure.
So that's a different thing. You want to try high note?
Go ahead, I will.
Let me teach it to you first.
All right,
So you know what a bump is? Bump the pelvis forward. Can you do that?
yep.
Can you do that without using abdominal muscles, but only using leg muscles? So you won't have to put a foot forward
Yeah.
to do that. But give me a good bump, a nice big bump. Don't sing yet. I just
No,
have
I
to teach you
gotta
the
sing.
movement
I
first.
gotta get the
So it
bump.
looks like this. Take a look, watch. Let the legs do it. That's it. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. So the bump comes.
Yeah.
So basically just bending that front knee.
Yeah.
And letting
Well,
your body
yes.
fall
I
into
mean,
it.
I'm
Yes.
doing both knees, but
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, relaxing, just relaxing.
Teachers. I love having teachers in my audience.
No, relaxing. I feel good.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be the way you'd want to do
Yes,
singing all
yeah.
the time?
You don't want to be uptight.
So timing, yeah. So timing is important because we're turbocharging the diaphragm for just a moment for the high note.
Okay.
And you've got to really trust the support. Don't squeeze. It's like this, bump and wiggle. So bump just before the high note, be wiggling by the high note.
Oh, wow.
You got me?
Yeah.
So sing a phrase before the high note so you can set it up. Think of what that is. And go ahead. I'll wiggle you. You can do the bump.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far.
Wow.
That's what. Whoop.
That's it. Okay. Don't let your head snap back like that.
No, it did. It did.
Okay.
All right.
That's why. Go ahead.
That's why, darling.
Okay, hold on.
I
Get
went
into your
down.
knees. Get into your knees. Yeah, get into your
Okay.
knees. That's why. Hold on. That's the key. Now, there's going to be a bump,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So on that's is when you're going to bump, and
Oh.
then why the note just let it come out. Relax and let it come out.
That's why.
Hold on. That's why.
That's
Hold
why.
on. Want me to do it in your key?
Go ahead.
That's why. That's you.
That's Chuck. That's why, darling, it's incredible. That's why Oh, I lost all my words.
It's okay. That's good. How did that feel?
It felt
It
good.
just kind of came out, right?
That's
You're
nice.
a good student. Very good. Thank you. Who's next? Who wants to work next? I like how you get everybody else. That's great. Okay, so you're gonna move your. I'm just gonna touch you, and you know what I'm doing, and I'm good. So let's put a foot forward.
No? Why not?
Yeah, good. One hand, low abdomen, one upper chest. Right, let the abdomen release, let the chest release down, right? Is it possible to let your low back lengthen and drop your pelvis a little bit? That's it, perfect. Perfect. So, can you wiggle a little this way? That's great, that's great. So go ahead, relax the abdomen and the chest completely and go ahead and sing. When you're ready.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, ye creatures here below. Praise God of heavenly.
That's great. How'd that feel?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
It feels good.
What's the wiggling about?
Well, movement informs our body to release. And if you're wiggling, you're releasing intercostal muscles, back muscles, abdominal muscles. Everything's releasing on the
Are you saying
outside.
that I would be wiggling while I was singing?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to move so much, but you have to, for now,
When you
wiggling is good
practice.
because you've got to get the feel for being free in your
Okay,
body.
I see.
So there's always the potential for movement in the sense of freedom. So like the diaphragm is shaped just exactly like a jellyfish. I'm sorry, but we all got a jellyfish inside of us. So, the jellyfish needs to pulse of the ocean. What do you call that?
The waves.
The waves, not the
currents.
waves, but the not current or waves, but yeah, there's a word for that. What? Yeah, the ocean kind of moves like this a little bit, the water, and the jellyfish needs that. So the diaphragm needs the freedom and the continuous potential of movement for freedom of the body releasing all the time. Now, you don't have to move a lot, but if you're performing and you're like this, no one's going to watch you anyway. So you want to be moving and flowing, right? Flowing and moving, releasing, moving and flowing to release the tension, because that's what we got to do, right? So hands, abdomen, and chest. Drop the low back and butt a little bit. So I just, what's your name again?
Kate.
Kate. You're singing about God. It's okay to smile. So there's something of that smiling that's very special for singing. It activates the facial muscles that help us create and control the resonance in our voice. So I can sing like this, or I can sing like this. I'm activating muscles in my face, behind my nose, my tongue, everything, right? So maybe, Kate, if you could remember a time when it made you the happiest in your life, and let that inform your face, and let that stay on your face as a natural expression of your singing for God.
Okay.
And go ahead, knees released, go ahead.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise, I forget those words. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Oh, we had a little vibrato there towards the end. Nice. How'd that feel?
I feel good, but I still don't get the diaphragm.
Well, you don't feel the diaphragm. The thing is to be
I see
we
what you're
train the
saying.
diaphragm with the
You're
roll
saying
downs.
everything, the external muscles are released
Always releasing.
by this technique.
Yes.
Which means the diaphragm is supposed to do what it needs to do.
Yes, exactly. And if you train it well, it will go higher and you'll get more support. Right? So here's a little tip, pro tip, right? The emptier you are, the stronger the diaphragm is, because the diaphragm is like a dome. The higher it goes, the higher the arch of the diaphragm is. And an architectural basic principle is a higher arch can support more weight if there's enough support on the side, which we naturally have with our ribs. So the emptier you are of air, the easier it is to support your voice. So that's why chest down, release out the air, be emptier, right? If I didn't do that, I'd be in a lot of trouble singing,
It's really great.
right?
Thank you
Cool.
very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Very good. Round of applause. Who is next? Linda. Who's next, Linda? Linda. Who's next, Linda?
I'm a
Linda.
pianist, not a singer.
Yeah, but you taught singing.
I did, yeah. To
Okay.
little kids. It's different. There's no adults in the world.
Okay. Nobody's going to bite you.
Okay.
So go ahead and put a foot forward. That's right. So we need an equal amount of side to side and front to back distance so that we can have stability and movability in 360 degrees. So you can't move side to side very well with your feet this close together.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you, much better. Now when you release your knees, it feels natural, yes? Okay, hand, abdomen, and chest. Let the upper hand weigh on the upper chest and let it down, let it down. Let the mid back stretch and let the butt drop a little. Oh yeah, you feel how different that feels already? That's a very different feeling. The chest is lower and flatter, right? You did it so well, I just had to say.
Well, it's like doing a bridge. When you're at the gym laying on the floor, you know what I mean? The bridge? Or what do you call that? That's,
The bridge is like this though, right? We're doing this.
No. Your butt comes up when you're laying on them.
Okay.
No, not a plank. Oh, what do you call? I don't know what. But anyway, it worked for me.
Good, good. So see if you're so good at this. See if you can release your knees just a tiny bit more and let your
What do you
back
mean?
round.
What do you mean,
Yeah,
like-
like that. And
okay,
let your
like-
back round a little more. That's it. And leave your head up. And this is, you have the flexibility to have like an ideal position. Good. So just a little wiggling here. Side to side, nice. Now, would you sing something for us?
Amazing grace.
It's okay to smile.
How sweet the sound.
A different sound when she smiles, right? Good.
Saved a wretch like me.
Could have bumped on that note.
I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
Ooh, resonance and vibrato. We have resonance and vibrato now. Has it been a tense day for you? Okay, truth comes out. How does that feel?
Yeah, getting into that position is very different.
Oh, boy.
It feels very, very different.
Yeah. So you learn to get used to that and get comfortable with that, right? Maria, I just met a girl named Maria, and if I hadn't sung a whole concert, I would finish the song. See, I could do all of that on one breath, and not even take a breath and start that, because I've got such good diaphragm development.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
We've been
yeah.
doing this for about 50 years now. No? So, yes, thank you. Very good. So anyway, very, very good. You're all such great students. Any questions or thoughts from you before we end? You're welcome. My pleasure. Yes, practice. And if on the program, if you use your phone to find
QR
an
code.
email, your QR code, which, if you're like me, you'd have to watch a YouTube video on how to do that. and how to use the specific app that you're using to do that. And then take about 15 minutes.
It
to
doesn't
figure
take
it
an
out.
app. All you need is your camera.
Yeah.
You just turn your camera on and just point like you're gonna take a picture.
And that's it.
But without taking a picture, all you do is just point.
You
point
say
at
it's
it.
easy. It sounds easy the way you say it.
Well, when you point your phone, when you point your camera at the QR code,
Right.
a little yellow bar will pop up on your phone and you just touch it.
Really?
And then it
Oh.
opens up the file. That's all it is.
I never knew that. Thank
That's all you
you.
have to do. Just point your
That's
camera
easy.
as if you're taking a picture.
Turn the camera on, then point it, and then the yellow thing pops up and you press it.
Exactly.
Wow, amazing. Thank you. You see, I'm not a tech guy. So, great. So if you have any questions or you know anybody who wants a voice lesson, I give a free 30-minute voice lesson. I'm pretty much full in my studio now. That's how Linda and I met, through marketing studios. But I might be able to fit you in if you're nice to me. So thank you, Margaret.